D. Brown much more comfortable as the season's gone along, Brent, taking over complete point guard responsibility. Last year, the cohorts, Darren Williams, Luther Head, were there. No longer. It's his team.
Augustine gives it back to McBride. 4 on, shot deep 3, 2 for 2. D for another 3. Quick start here. Illini. Neitzel brings it out. This is what Tom Izzo feared in this setting. The Illini have been lethal at home. He was hopeful that D. Brown wouldn't have the range early on. Shannon Brown, a former teammate of his from Proviso East, can't get it to fall. So a quick look at our starting lineups. Each team with a Brown, one-time teammates. For the traveling Spartans, Brown, Neitzel, Ager, Gray, and Marquise. And we have Brown with McBride, Randall, Augustine, and Pruitt. Gray has scored for the Spartans. And look how deep this 3 is, Coach Lavin.
From downtown. Lift, confidence.
Would you let Baron Davis shoot that far out? Tell the truth now. Ager through for the layup.
I'll tell you what, Mike Montgomery's letting Baron Davis shoot those shots. He's got the Emerald City green light out there at Golden State. And a $90 million contract as well. Yeah, that always helps with the confidence. You got a $90 million contract. Tell you what, stingy defense all year long. That's been the key to them being unbeaten at this stage of the season.
Augustine trying to get the baseline, trying to get inside. Ball out of bounds. We'll take a quick break. So, Illinois 8, Michigan State 4. The Big Ten. What a powerhouse this year.
The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship coming in March.
Remember, guys, Tom will be paying with his Visa card. You guys will represent 5 layers of Visa security. Matt, zero liability. Brandon, identity theft assistance. Russ, fraud monitoring.
Why am I fraud monitoring?
What?
Why can't I be zero liability?
Zero liability.
Why can't you be identity theft assistance?
I'm identity theft assistance.
Hey, listen, I'll be fraud monitoring.
You? Fraud monitoring?
With Visa, you're protected.
I'm the director.
Well, why can't I be the director?
I'm number 1. I'm number 1. No, I'm number 1. I'm number 1.
Cold sufferers who take NyQuil sleep better at night, so they feel better when they wake up.
Gotcha.
NyQuil, best sleep you...
I want to go over a few things before you leave for Oslo. 80 gig, titanium, Wi-Fi, secure. Should you find yourself sans laptop, check in with this. Bluetooth, broadband, built-in camera.
Secure.
If it's on our network, it's secure.
Encrypted, hacker-proof, titanium.
It's a pen.
Security, powered by Cisco.
No more Vince Young, no more Reggie Bush. Let's get serious about some hoop. Matchup this is.
Well, it doesn't get any better, Brent. Not only are these 2 the premier programs, led by 2 the premier coaches of the Big Ten, but of the entire country. Think of this, 7 of the last 8 seasons, the Big Ten crown went through East Lansing or Champaign. So we may be getting a sneak preview of the potential Big Ten champion.
Hey, did you notice how Erin Andrews was doing her homework as we headed down I-57? Nice to have you with us, Erin.
Thanks, Brent. Well, you mentioned it. Shannon Brown, D. Brown, they have the same hairdos. They're just good buddies. They played 3 years together at Proviso East High School in Chicago, meeting up today. D. Brown says when it comes to the court, we're just going to battle, talk some trash. It's D versus Shannon, Michigan State versus Illini, guys.
And here is the high school clip just on cue, Aaron, and this will be D, both averaging well over 20 points a game. How would you like to try to defend D and Shannon in the same high school? Man, they must have been something up there. Here is D now, those 2 3-pointers bounce pass, and Randall misfiring.
You know what's amazing, Brent, about D. Brown? Earlier in the season, we had the game here in Champaign against the Georgetown Hoyas, and clearly he wasn't as comfortable, still adjusting to the subtleties, the nuances of the point guard position. As we see a little full court pressure here by the Illini. Jamar Smith off the bench, boy, he can light it up, and also very quick defensively, putting good pressure on the ball there.
Spartan fans like to see number 20, Matt Trannon, off the injured list. Very active hand on the ball, speaking of active. And Trannon kept it alive. And Davis is going to come to the free throw line. And credit Trannon, the wide receiver, for keeping that ball alive down there underneath the Spartan goal.
Well, Marquise Gray and Matt Trannon give Tom Izzo that toughness, the brawn, the strength around the basket area. And that's been critical to Michigan State's success over the years. They spend a lot of time in the weight room. They almost take a football approach to playing basketball. They want to dominate the paint, dominate the glass. Eighth game. Who wins the battle of the paint?
Paul Davis, Steve, no big man in the country shoots free throws any better than Paul Davis.
Soft
special, isn't it, to get him on the free throw line? You know you're gonna have some points. I mean, that's a comfort zone for Coach Izzo, isn't it?
Well, it helps you in late game situation as well. We've seen over the years the problem Shaq has had in late game situation. The Hack-a-Shaq. Nice look inside. Good, nice pin and seal. Target hand by Augustine in the finish.
Both coaches hit the benches here early to see what they've got. Both trying to develop some depth, and Davis with that good range misses the three. And Smith, the outstanding outside shooter, yanks it off the glass, and D. Brown sets the table. Smith will try to run around screens and try to get open for the three. Here he comes on the right. Now he'll load Augustine, and he traveled. Put it over on the travel, and their coach is up. 11th season at Michigan State, and it has been tough going in Champaign lately for the Spartans. And Coach Weber in his third year, and took the Illini all the way to the national finals a year ago, and they were beaten by North Carolina and St. Louis in a classic game. The Spartans had been eliminated by the Tar Heels in the semis, and Neitzel misfiring. The Spartans not shooting real well in the early going, but you know, Steve, they stress defense with this year's Illini.
Well, he thinks this team is better defensively than last year. Maybe not as many weapons at this stage of the season offensively as last year's team, but more focused defensively.
Oh man, Shannon stepped it out that time. Makes it a 2-point game as he hits the three ball.
This Michigan State team very experienced after last year's Final Four run. A veteran core, in particular Davis, Ager, and Brown. A lot of poise, played some of their career.
Fans game tonight here, folks. A lot of these fellas you recognize for the last couple years. D. Brown muscles one up into Trannon's hands. Trannon has made an impact. Up the floor to Davis, who runs it for the layup.
Wow.
And a Michigan State lead, Steve.
Well, the big lumberjack showing not only does he have strength around the basket area, but he can get out and run the floor. Good heads-up look by Michigan State.
Missing that time. They've missed the last two times. Arnold. Hey, there's Trannon in the corner. Tracks down the loose ball. Crowd wanted a foul. No whistle. Veteran crew here tonight. Neitzel kicks Davis again. The two-handed slam.
Boy, nice hesitation. Good look by Drew Neitzel. Little head and shoulders fake. Looked like he was going to bring the ball back out and then change directions. Penetrated the hoop. And the nice dump off. Good finish by Davis.
And a foul. Pushing foul.
Bunyan Davis getting out and running. Gives the target hand. Nice fingertip touch. Then Neitzel penetrating to the hoop. Heads up for the power jam by Paul Davis.
And an 11-2 run here. The foul on Travis Walton, the young guard who came in off the bench. And it's a 3-point Spartan lead with 13 minutes to go here in the first half.
Both coaches substituting very liberally here early. A lot of emotion, a lot of adrenaline. You want fresh legs for late in the game.
The floater not there. Tap back. Trannon just putting his body all over Augustine that time, and just his presence on the floor making an impact so far in this game. Randall will return. And Jamar Smith, the young shooter, is finding that it might be a little bit tougher when Big Ten play starts. And Coach Weber was concerned about that. He wondered how the young man might react here tonight.
Well, less margin for error, Brent, when you get into league, scouting, more thorough. Videotape is a teaching tool. Focused in on your tendencies, your strengths, your...
Gray is taking Augustine this time. And on the entry pass, the foul on Trannon. Well, Saturday, folks, on our home court advantage, ESPN2 HD. How about North Carolina State being ranked higher, Steve, than North Carolina? Does not happen very often. It's a showdown down Tobacco Roadway.
Both those coaches have done a nice job of their respective programs. Herbie Sindek at North Carolina State has really turned the corner, established a program. And, of course, Roy Williams in the top 25 after losing all those first-round draft choices. Very impressive young Carolina team.
Again.
It's a good call. He's got to make sure he catches the ball first in a lower stance, establish that pivot foot. A little bit of the Fred Astaire happy feet there 2 or 3 times now for Augustine.
That's the third time that Augustine, Steve, has turned it over. Illinois with 4 turnovers. The Spartans have not, Coach, turned it over yet once.
That's big on the road in college basketball. Big.
You see the jump shot is Brown, but an offensive rebound, no putback. And finally, Randall, fine athlete, clears it out. Here's Frazier. He returned from an injury. He's the point guard of the future down here in Champaign. The Illini would love to get Pruitt off. Gray defending him. We'll see what Frazier can do. McBride, the 3, no. Long rebound, tracked down. Augustine did a great job of screening Trannon. McBride again, yes. Deadlocked at 13. 11-19 opening half. Unbeaten Illinois. 6 and 7. The battle of 2 top 10 teams in Champaign. Coach Weber and the Illini facing Michigan State.
Pizza Hut proudly presents the Pick Your Pair promotion.
Just pick a pair of toppings and pick a pair of toppings, then pick a pair of crust.
For a person, it's the Pick Your Pair deal at Pizza Hut. Buy 2 medium pizzas with up to 2 toppings on any one of our famous crusts for only $6.99 each.
$6.99? That's puny. A pittance for pizzas piled so high.
$6.99? That's a great deal.
Do you think they know we're not twins? Shh. Feed a lot of family for not a lot of money with the Pick Your Pair deal at Pizza Hut.
On January 27th, the mother of all comedies.
Ooh, there's a new sheriff in town.
Is back.
Big Mama, you stole my man.
She stole a man.
But I know I gave him back.
Martin Lawrence.
Could you give me my nails done?
Big Mama's House 2.
Time for me to drink a 40 and watch Dr. Phil.
Rated PG-13, January 27th.
You think video games are incredible now. With a setup like this, you can make them really come alive. The games, the stuff, it all comes together right here. Best Buy. Thousands of
Time now for ESPNU's pride of the program. And tonight in the spotlight, Fordham. It turned 80 years old in 2005. Fordham opened the Rose Hill Gym with an easy win over Boston College. Rams 46, Eagles 16. And today, Fordham's gym is the oldest Division I facility in the nation. Landmark, and let's make the transition over to Aaron.
Brent, you mentioned Matt Trannon and what an impact he made for Michigan State as soon as he got on the court. Of course, he spends some of his time, half of his time, with the Michigan State football team. Now, Jim Boylan, MSU's assistant coach, has said Trannon could be used in the NBA as a small forward, which is probably one of the hardest positions to fill because they have to do so many things. He said, can you imagine if you'd used the last 3 years all in basketball instead of football, guys?
Yeah, exactly. Shooting coach, Michigan State 5 of 13, and the Illini 5 of 12. The Illini, and that's kept them in it. And now a traveling call against Gray.
Well, the Illini all year really attacking the three-point line, shooting 39% coming into tonight's ball game. Coach Weber Gives his players a lot of confidence. If it's a good look from the perimeter and you're open, they're allowed to take those shots.
Davis cuts Randall off. Brown picks up Frazier, and there's Green. And D for another three, his third of the game.
Excellent dribble handoff by James Augustine. When you dribble handoff like that, and also able to screen. Little two-man game on that side of the floor. Good pressure there by D. Brown. The speed, the quickness.
You see him come out on his former teammate. That was D. Brown who forced that turnover. That's 2 turnovers in the Spartans after not having one for the early stages of the game. Down inside at 10:30. The Illini up 3, and it has been the 3-ball shooting the difference in this game. D thought about it.
Good spacing offensively by the Illini.
Now down toward 5 on Frazier, the freshman from Baltimore, knocks down another 3.
They like Frazier's confidence, his toughness at the defensive end of the floor, getting quality minutes. Good production off the bench.
And a turnover on the Spartans again. 3 quick ones in a row. With Steve Lavin and Aaron Andrews, I'm Brent Musburger, assembling Illinois. The home court winning streak for the Illini, one of the best in the country. Looking for their 30th straight win on this floor. That would move them into a temporary tie with Gonzaga, their home floor in Spokane, Washington, the eastern part of Washington State. 9:20 to go. First half, and the 3-point shooting has been phenomenal for the Illini. They're on a 9-0 run. In too low, got away from the Illini. Augustine battling Davis low.
Good double team by the Illini.
They reload and a foul on Augustine.
So this smothering defense by the Illini, they are so quick, Brent, in their rotations. We saw in that possession a double down on Davis. Their ability on the kickouts to rotate effectively and get back out to shooters, exceptional.
Augustine will sit down and they load Davis again up over Brown, and he's fouled. This is a shooting foul, and the Illinois sideline did not agree with this call as Davis again moves back to that free throw line. Team fouls now, 3 apiece.
2 key defensive statistics, Brent, for the Illini in this unbeaten season. Holding opponents to 38% from the field and plus 10 on the boards. And look at the Illini, very long, quick, angular, athletic team, but not overwhelming in terms of size. Done with their quickness, their cohesiveness, very well knit, and so effective in their rotations. They really rattle teams offensively.
Trannon's back. Walton returns for the Spartans. And Weber's going to try Smith. Frazier sits. Now, Coach Weber would dearly love to get Smith off and let him join this 3-ball parade. He's the best pure shooter on the Illini. Izzo's Spartans, on the other hand, are well aware of it and get off. In fact, Izzo was just pointing at him in the corner and saying, stay with him, to Walton. Brown fires a 3, no bounce. Davis, strong rebound. Here comes Trennan, the football player, to the end zone.
Wow, what a good catch. A good-looking play in the open court.
We know he's got good hands, Coach. That will not be one of his problems.
40 catches this year as a receiver for the Spartans. On the football.
Davis holds baseline. Stays with it underneath, and he's on the free throw line.
Brent, take a look at this great outlet pass. Paul Davis does a nice job, like the old Celtics, of getting the ball off the backboard and down the floor before defense can set up, and a good catch and finish by Trannon. not only strong, size and strength, but also some dexterity and agility there. Able to finish in the open court.
Paul Davis picking up his second foul. Pruitt on the free throw line. Seemed to rush that release just a hair as Davis with that second foul sits down. And you can take another look. There was a lot of... I think on the follow-through, he may have caught him in the forehead area. It looked like he caught all ball at the top of it, didn't it, Steve?
Yeah, we see that so often. Anytime there's a follow-through, a chopping movement, you got to go straight up and be big, build a wall with the hands straight up in the air, make them shoot over you. An All-American kid next to you as an assistant coach on the bench. You want him on the floor at both ends, controlling the paint.
Trannon kicks into the corner, and Neitzel. Great pass, and now the football player will come to the free throw line. 7:54 to go. We're going to take a break. Illinois 20, Michigan State 17.
I've been thinking a lot about McDonald's double cheeseburgers lately. The perfect melding of two juicy burgers, 2 slices of cheese, 2 halves of a bun. Girlfriend, you know, the 2 of us. Except the double cheeseburger only cost me $1 on the dollar menu. I guess that's where the similarities end. I'm cool with that.
Sprint's giving away seats this close?
Yep.
Wow.
I love you, Nick! And the phone kept ringing.
If I win those Super Bowl tickets from Sprint, you were so not going with me.
Only Sprint gets you this close to the Rolling Stones halftime show at the Super Bowl. For 1 month only, enter at a Sprint store to win 2 tickets to the game, plus get on the field for the show. Or text WIN to 2695 from your Sprint Nextel handset. Sprint, yes you can.
It may start with a look. It may start with the sound. It may start with the feel. It may start with the drive. Or it may just start with the price. The new 2006 C230 Sport Sedan, starting at $29,975. How will it start for you?
Movies on Demand is more than just movies. See what you can watch for free with Extras on Demand. This month, don't miss 2 in-depth extra film. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. In the first extra, learn all about the cutting-edge special effects that bring the film to life. Then, in Extra 2, hear from the actors and discover the secrets to some of the most awe-inspiring fight scenes ever filmed.
Watch all of your cable favorites anytime with free on demand from Time Warner Cable.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Pizza Hut, home of the Pick Your Pair promotion. Gather around the good stuff. And Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
15 of Illinois' 20 points have come from 3-point range. They are 5 of 8. D. Brown leading the way. 3 of 5. Rich McBride 1 of 2. Chester Frazier hit his only 3 ball. Michigan State is 1 of 4 from 3-point range. Drew Neitzel, the point guard, is 0 for 2. Trannon on the free throw line with the Spartans, trailing it by 3 here as the Big Ten season gets underway. And of course, showdown, this is the first game at Assembly Hall with both teams ranked in the top 10 since last season when Illinois defeated top-ranked Wake Forest 91-73 back in December. The Illini were ranked number 5 at the time as Augustine yanks off the missed free throw, and down they come again.
Physical screening and banging down the block. This Illinois team likes to invert players. They'll have Augustine step away from the basket. They'll post up their wings or guards. Late clock situation, they have set plays they'll go to.
Warren Carter just checks in, handles it, and the kneeing foul is called over there on the side. Steve Wellmer, one of the veterans working this game. And let's take a look at this schedule, folks. You may want to tune into this one on Saturday afternoon at noon Eastern. Kentucky at Kansas. It's been years since Kentucky has gone to the Allen Field. Dandy in the Big Ten. So that's a very, very good doubleheader Saturday afternoon as we see D. Brown and Smith out on top here, Coach.
Well, Kentucky trying to buy some time till they get Randolph Morris back for the start of Southeastern Conference play. That Kansas team's going to keep getting better, though, Brett. They are dangerous.
Smith misfiring from three-point range. Crowd holding its breath. As Illinois' Augustine was going for the rebound, he got the 30-second timeout call. So it'll be a basketball, and we'll take a short break.
Cold sufferers who take NyQuil sleep better at night, so they feel better when they wake up.
Gotcha.
They did not give him the timeout. They gave the ball instead to the Spartans as it was corrected out there on the floor. Michigan State misses an opportunity, Steve, and then they...
Well, unnecessary foul there by Maurice Ager. Needs to show better judgment as an upperclassman. 90 feet from the basket. The silly reach picks up the foul.
There's your story in the early going. 2017 Illinois, Steve.
So tough when a team shoots the ball successfully from the perimeter. It opens up the inside. Right there, we see Augustine go.
Ager and Brown so dangerous in an open floor game. The Illini worked hard on transition defense in practice, and they're running it into the rim.
Nice
so
job.
Sutan on the floor makes it a one-point game. Davis, remember, 2 fouls, 8 points over on the sideline. So Sutan getting a look here. That's a 2. Sutan sealed up. Augustine going for the loose ball. And this time, they did get the timeout, folks. Trust me on this one. This time. Hey, Coach, 1 out of 2 is not bad. Well, come on, I got to get right once in a while.
Cold sufferers who take NyQuil sleep better at night, so they feel better when they wake up. NyQuil, best sleep you ever got with a cold medicine.
Breakfast Bistro Sandwich. Sonic's got it, others don't. Start your morning with Sonic's new Breakfast Bistro Sandwiches. Eggs and cheese with bacon, sausage, or ham on Sonic's new toasted ciabatta bread. And now, swipe a credit or My Sonic card from your car. Only at Sonic.
And this Orange Crush telecast is available on ESPN2 HD, presented by DL Technology. And how lucky were those of you who watched that unbelievable football game between Texas and USC on high definition. If that didn't sell a few sets around the country for HD, nothing will. Perhaps the greatest college football game of all time.
Good ball reversal here by Michigan State. Dribble penetration by Ager. The nice sit down and dump off to Sultan.
D. Brown takes the inbounds pass. Without a field goal here for about 4 minutes. Got all ball as they deflected it. It was deflected now. It was hit on the shot. Steve Welmer on the outside was all over that.
See the high hands by Ager, so long, able to contest that shot. You call that a defensive jump shot. When an offensive player is shooting a jump shot, you want to get your hand and match it or mirror it to contest, and no free looks.
Just what we thought, huh, Steve? Very tight, competitive basketball game.
Well, you're in conference play, smaller margin for error, scouting reports.
And one. The old-fashioned three-point play. The only weakness in D. Brown's arsenal. Sometimes he does not shoot well, but not tonight. He's draining threes, he's driving, and now he's coming to the free throw line.
Great ball screen by Augustine to free him up. A nice job of taking the hit, still able to finish, able to knock it down off the glass.
23-19, 5:24 to go. D has a dozen, and the rest of the Illini 11 in Frazier.
I'll tell you what, Brent, James Augustine not having a big night in terms of scoring, but affecting this game at both ends of the floor. the head first dive, the heads up timeout, setting screens in the perimeter, dribble handoffs for D. Brown. That's finding a way to help your team win, even when you're not in the flow offensively.
Blocking by Neitzel on the line. Marcus Arnold, a redshirt junior from Chicago, back on the floor for Illinois.
Well, James Augustine really has been the hub of this team over the past 2 years. Offensively, defensively, a big man that can step away from the basket, be a playmaker. Defensively, doesn't have a lot of size or strength, but is able to use his foot speed, position, and intelligence to be a factor at the defensive end of the floor.
Now Raleigh, number 50, right there. He's on the floor. He replaces Trannon. And Pruitt replaces Arnold for Coach Weber and the Illini. Hits his free throws, and Aaron Augustine, an interesting athlete.
He certainly is, and you know, with the losses of Luther Head, Darren Williams, the coaches for Illinois really imposed on James to use his will this year.
D for 3 more, Aaron.
And when you got a teammate like D. Brown, what can you say? But James Augustine says he's really trying to take a leadership in practice and play like he could during these games. He feels like that's what's helped him, Brent.
Steve, there are times when I think Illinois' defense is the best in the country.
Oh, without a doubt. That's why they're unbeaten. Boy, fans not happy with that call.
Nor is Weber.
Job on Michigan State's ball screens of doubling the ball screen aggressively and then rotating. As we see the contact, the banging down low, it's physical. Here's a three-point shot coming off a down screen. D. Brown in rhythm.
And Brown misses off the inbounds pass. So it's Illini basketball. Pruitt kicks it back to McBride, and the quarterback will reset. Looking for a quality shot. 4 minutes. Pull up all alone. Yes. Off the dribble. D. Brown off to a huge start here tonight for the unbeaten Illini. Crowd on its feet now. He has their last 8 points. Great switch by Augustine on the ball. Ager, who has been bottled up here tonight. Ager with 2, folks. If you don't think it's fierce to take on the Orange Crush, take a look.
It's the first step towards Super Bowl Wild Card Saturday. First, will Portis and the Redskins be ready for their rematch against Gruden and the Buccaneers? Then, can the Jaguars take down the defending champion Patriots dynamic duo of Belichick and Brady? Who will advance? Who will go home? NFL Wild Card Saturday doubleheader coverage begins Saturday at 3 Eastern on ABC, home of Super Bowl 40.
And Coolidge gets it on.
DLP picture technology is here. HD TV that's so razor sharp and lifelike, you're there. Be sure your next TV.
He's Fran Fraschilla, Hubert Davis back in the studio. Coming up at halftime, we'll show you how Villanova remained perfect with a big win over Louisville. We'll talk about the Big Ten Conference and see where it stacks up against the other power conferences in America. And, Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, Bruce Weber told his team if we're going to have any kind of year like last year, we're going to have to be. They've been brilliant tonight. Coach Lavins pointed that out.
Yeah, and I think they need to put a bigger defender on D. Brown. Drew Neitzel's he's not the answer.
Got to do something to stop the D train. We'll see you at halftime, guys.
All right, Scott, thank you. And Hubert's point is sort of interesting because we were saying right here, you've got to try a different player on D. Brown as Ager, who struggles, misses again, and Pruitt sealed it up. See, Proviso East against Proviso East. Here is Shannon going to take a crack at him right now, even though Neitzel's out on the floor. So it'll be Shannon Brown chasing him right now. And he switches off over into the corner. So Neitzel is back out on his regular man. Here he is. Now he switches on to McBride. Here's D to the floor. The three. A 20-point half. He drove the defender to the hardwood. You're looking at an All-American guard, folks.
We talk about it all the time, Brent. Movement without the ball. Watch D. Brown when he gives up the ball. Late clock situation, not afraid to give it up because it's an unselfish team coming off a little double staggered. The nice shot fake, one bounce pull up, up in the flow. Great footwork there. Little one bounce to the left, Ager falling down.
That's a highlight that's going to get shown over and over with Ager going down. Now D. Brown over there has their last 11 errand in a 2-minute and 28 time span.
Yeah, and Brent, assistant coach Wayne McLean told me today, this team may be better with D. Brown at the point because he is so quick coming up and down the court. They can make those shots better. And Lav, you know, talking to D today, how focused was he this afternoon?
No question about it. Some time with him, so mature, so much poise, enjoying being the leader, relishing working with the younger players in this program. Look at the rotation again by the Illini defensively.
Brown jacks the three.
Big bucket by Michigan State.
In low, Augustine, and the whistle. In underneath, J.D. Collins.
Big basket by Shannon Brown. Quiet the crowd. Knocked the down under double digits, 10-7.
Hey, Steve, our three officials tonight, 50 combined years of experience around Big Ten basketball. Wilmer, 19 years. Teddy Valentine, 20 years. There's Ted. J.D. Collins, 11. There's Steve. I mean, you talk about a veteran crew. And Ted was a big-time baseball player. We got a technical now.
Technical foul.
That's J.D.
Against the Illinois bench.
Why?
If it is out of the box, they got to cut him some slack with the bad wheel, the bad
exactly.
pin.
Coming off a broken ankle. Marching down here to shoot. You know, as soon as I said technical when we heard the whistle, I just assumed that Izzo had done something over there. And
technical shot, Shannon Brown.
Listen, folks, this is a big moment for the Spartans. This is the worst time
Coach
for
Weber
the Illini. They were rolling.
Well, the three-point shot by Brown, now back at the foul line, an excellent free throw shooter. Chance to cut it to 5.
And suddenly, that 10-point lead has been cut in half, Coach. You ever do that when things were rolling? What are you trying to do?
UCLA coaches aren't supposed to get technical fouls. I think John Wooden had one technical foul in a 40-plus years of coaching.
The box. I could read his lip. That was the call that he was out of the box. And he's insisting he was in the box.
You know, it's surprising because the out-of-the-box, in-the-box rule is not consistently enforced. And I think that's why Bruce Weber is asking for the explanation. See Teddy Valentine go over and ask Collins.
There's no question. Man with a broken ankle, you got to cut him some. In a dress shoe for the first time here tonight. Doesn't have the walking cast. Teddy said, I can hear you, man. I can hear you.
Well, it was J.D. Collins who assessed the technical foul.
Augustine. 32-26. 2:29 to go. And now Weber, he's barking more at Valentine over there. He goes all the way in the line.
A lot of nerves, a lot of tension in the house. That happens. A Big Ten opener with ranked in the top 10. Coaches, players, sometimes even officials. Everyone's a little bit uptight. The nerves, adrenaline.
Seton kicks back down to 10 now. Aggressive Illinois defense. No good open look, so Brown forces it. And a rebound by Augustine. There's the Illini D again. Now it's the Spartans' turn to turn in some defense here in front of their coach Izzo.
Michigan offensively, as we see a travel again. Augustine
I believe that's his 4th traveling of the first half.
What he's doing, Brent, when he's catching the ball, he's too straight-legged like chopsticks or pogo sticks. You need to drop down like a sumo wrestler, a lower center of gravity, establish those roots like a tree. When you're upright, you can be easily bumped.
He has 5 total turnovers. Not a good line, folks. He charged into him and drove him to the hardwood.
There's those rotations defensively again. Illinois, one of the quickest teams in the country at help defense, rotating over, straight up, taking it on the chest. Textbook charge. This Illini team, very cohesive, well-knit defensively, tied together at the defensive end of the floor. Michigan State really found their rhythm offensively. Haven't seen them get into their sets. Illinois doing a nice job of defending the Spartan pick and rolls with those quick doubles and then rotations.
Screen for Dean. He whips it over to Randall. Not there. Neitzel eyes the floor, whips it across now. Egger hasn't found his offensive game yet against this defense. They're keeping him at the perimeter. To the corner. Shannon misses. Battle rebound. Sutan blocked Augustine. Picked up by Shannon Brown. And here's Neitzel. Good save that time by the Spartans. Coming down toward the last shot. Clock's not quite synced up. Boy, the basketball has been on the outside. Randall gave the Spartans a break that time by jumping out beyond the circle and committing the personal.
One positive you can pull out of this half is the fact that Paul Davis, your big man's been on the bench for an extended period of time here. You're not in rhythm offensively, and it's still a 2-possession game. Very fortunate to be within striking distance. Davis in foul trouble, ice cold from the perimeter. Haven't found their rhythm offensively, yet it's a 5-point game, a chance to cut it to 4.
I don't think that technical could have come at a worse time. Was solidly behind the Illini. D. Brown had gone on that 11-point binge. The Spartans were struggling, and things sort of settled down as everyone tried to figure out what happened. And it sort of like pulled the plug on the Illini momentarily, and they're trying to get back into that groove. And meanwhile, as Steve pointed out, the Spartans are edging closer. This is a 7-1 Spartan run, and that technical foul against Weber was... He's still pleading innocent, however, I should point out. That'll tell you the story about D. Brown here tonight, and he brings it on up now. Last shot time for the Illini. Up 4. Remember, that was about a 10-point lead.
Wouldn't be surprised if there's a pick and roll in late clock. It's going to be D. Brown again with the ball in his hands.
He's got 3, fires, forces it. Yes, that's another kidding me. He put a Michael Jordan number up there in the first half. 23, baby.
How about the acrobatic midair celebration after the shot?
Come
Give him
on.
some points for style here. Great lift on his shot, good arms, but look at the acrobatic jump. Celebrate, baby.
Let's go quickly to Aaron with Coach Izzo.
We're worried about D. Brown, Coach. What adjustments do you make on him in the second half?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Aaron. He made about 4 of the 3-point shots that the only adjustment I make is recruit. I give the kid a lot of credit. He made some shots. That shot Moeger did a great job on. He hit one from long range. We made some mistakes, but a couple of those shots, he's a good player. He made them.
Did Bruce Weber's technical foul affect you guys at all?
I don't think so. I don't even know what it was for. It's kind of been a wild game a little bit right now. I don't think either coach is real happy with it.
Thanks, Coach. Guys, back to you.
All right, Aaron, thank you. 35-28. And now let's send it to Scott Reese and the gang in the studio. Take it away, Scott.
All right, Brett.
Of college basketball is brought to you by Nissan, who invites you to shift the way you move through the world.
The D. Brown Show is available on ESPN2 HD, presented by DLP Picture Technology. 35-28, Illinois leading Michigan State as we get ready here to start the second half. Dee Brown had as many field goals in the first half as the entire Michigan State team. But remember, the difference has been the three-ball shooting. He knocked down 6 3-balls. But Steve, you know, we can rave about Dee Brown. 23 points certainly is worth bragging about, but it's the Illini defense.
No, absolutely. All year long, that's been the key. Tonight, holding Michigan State to 34% from the field. Let's take a look at this double teaming the Michigan State's ball screens. Look at James Augustine, how critical he is to this defense. He's going to show on Suton's ball screens of Augustine to recover, move his feet, keep the ball in front. Now there's going to be another ball screen. Watch Augustine again show aggressively as Brown comes off the ball screen. Double teaming. Brown forced a shot, and watch Augustine, who's cleaning up the glass. But the big man, the all-time leader in rebounds in the Illini history, James Augustine, getting the job done defensively.
And Aaron, what did Coach Weber think?
Well, I asked him what that technical was for, and he said it was only because he was arguing the traveling call that the official made. I said, was he angry with you for being outside the box? He said, I wasn't outside the box, and besides, the guy had his back to me anyways, Brent.
All right, Aaron, thank you very much. Mixed minus will do that to a pretty ear every now and then. Out of bounds. Goes over to the Illini. They turn it over in the first trip.
I'll tell you another key tonight, and all goes Brian Randall doing a good job on Maurice Ager. Ager averaging 22 points in the season, held to 4 in the first half. Stifling individual and team defense by the Illini.
Loose going for it, and timeout has been called. So we'll take a quick break with less than half a minute gone in the second half.
A women's basketball championship coming in March.
This time of year, everyone wants to get in shape. Subway restaurants can help. With their new Fresh Resolutions Instant Win Game, you can win thousands of great prizes, like a 1-year Bally Total Fitness membership for 4. The more you come in, the more chances you have to win. And with 8 delicious subs with 6 grams of fat or less, what have you got to lose? Bye-bye burgers.
There's 2006 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year, so we shared the award with our friends.
You're gonna fall behind me. You're gonna cry and beg for mercy. 'Cause you're not ready, baby. And you got nothing on me. And you got
The 2006 Motor Trend Sport Utility of the Year, the new Nissan Xterra.
gonna fall behind.
Our innovations help make the world brighter, safer, more efficient, and better connected. Siemens, we're turning the dreams of businesses and communities into reality.
So Bruce White lead, and he is lethal. 67-3 when leading at halftime. And folks, he didn't come out of just anywhere. Remember, he was a longtime assistant under Gene Cady. Went down to Southern Illinois and did an outstanding job of coaching the Salukis and guided the Illini to the national championship game a year ago, unbeaten again this year. A remarkable run down here by Weber and the Illini. Here's the hot hand. Again, D for 3.
Great execution by the Illini, going with the hot hand. Dee Brown doing work away from the ball. We've seen him be able to put the ball on the deck, stroke it from long range, score in the mid-range game.
Neitzel rims out, but Ager's there. Bounces off Augustine, block shot. Here comes D. Brown again, running the floor. Pull up. This time, tracked down by Gray. Shannon Brown.
Michigan State tonight, not in rhythm. There's the double team again, the swarm, jump ball.
And the possession arrow favors them. It goes to the Illini.
Boy, we've seen this all night long on the perimeter, on the handoffs, on ball screens, the aggressive trap, a double team, and off the ball, the Illini very
interesting to watch Tom Izzo's body language. At the moment, he just seems sort of resigned, which is unusual, waiting for someone to cool D. Brown down so that they can slowly climb back into this game. On the drive, and that shot by Randall blocked out of bounds. It'll be with 4. There he is. Tom, not real animated right now. Sitting over there on the sideline, thinking about what he's wanting to get. Almost the first one inside is that D. Brown would be the key to this game. There he is, jump pass underneath to Augustine, wrap around. I don't think Augustine expected it, but Pruitt. And he can't put it down. The Illini had 2 golden opportunities. Maybe that'll spark them in green. Neitzel saves it.
Well, that's imperative. Neitzel, as the point guard, needs to settle this team down, get them into their, find a way to get your team into an offensive rhythm. And a 5-second call again, the swarming defense out in the perimeter.
This will frustrate the coach.
Well, Brent, Tom Izzo, a perfectionist. Think about the standard he set for himself in this program. 8 straight NCAA tournaments, 4 Final Fours, a national title. I really believe Izzo, Rick Pitino, Roy Williams, Eddie Sutton, those are the next 4 knocking on the door. Not a question of if, but when they will go to the Final Four.
Oh, absolutely. And right now, the Izzo team struggling. Pruitt gives it back. Now let's see if the Spartans can handle the basketball. They've had 3 turnovers already in this half. Davis with that high screen, got it back. Ager off iron. All Illini underneath. This is a tough, gritty defensive, not like last year's squad. Augustine short on the turnaround. Up by 10. They've held Michigan State to 28. This team is the highest scoring team in the conference right now, averaging better than 80 points a game. Davis takes his game outside.
What's surprising, too, is Michigan State really no presence on the interior. They're setting a lot of ball screens, a lot of dribble handoffs, but they haven't been able to get Paul Davis the ball down the block where he can go to work. Boy, credit, they have completely disrupted this Spartan attack offensively with their aggressive, swarming, smothering, stingy defense.
I mean, the Spartans are without a point this half. Davis will end that. He's on the free throw line. Randall came hard at him. Nothing is easy, Steve, against the Illini D.
Well, a hard foul going to make you earn it. But the fact that they looked for Paul Davis on the interior, that's a positive sign. Sometimes the game's that 11, get on the block, and it's imperative the perimeter players dump the ball down low. You want to mix in your ball screens, your perimeter attack, but you have to establish the blocks, in particular in Big Ten play. That's the line of scrimmage, the paint, the glass.
Davis sat out a long time with the 2 fouls in the first half. Spartans back to within 8. D. Brown, game underway here. Loads Arnold on the turnaround into Davis's hands, and now they can make it a 6 or a 5-point game. Brown will attack from the wing. You cannot give the Spartans either Ager or Brown. You get into an open floor game, and you're in deep trouble.
Well, that's the fly pattern. Michigan State, 2 of the quickest wings in the.
Tried to go backdoor, picked up by the Spartans. And the Illini getting sloppy. Weber can't be happy with this.
Big possession for Michigan State. Want to get something on the interior for your big people. Play inside out, go through the post. Here's the double team again on the...
Davis. Kick to the corner, and the three off iron. Knocked away from Augustine and out of bounds. So Bruce Weber with a 6-point lead. And his team, though, is 0 for their last 7 for the floor against Tom Izzo.
On January 13th,
You guys are playing like girls.
discover how a coach no one wanted
We're a small college. Your family have to live in the men's dorm. You got to get your grades up, right?
Who can tell me the answer?
My son, Harry, can.
inspired a nation.
Coach Haskins is starting 5 black players, a first in NCAA history.
From Jerry Bruckheimer, producer of Remember the Titans.
Take it!
Glory Road, rated PG, directed by James Gardner.
The new 265 horsepower Nissan Maxima.
KFC's Flavor Station puts you in charge.
Ever since KFC started dipping his boneless wings in honey barbecue, he's yelling, "I'm in charge."
Yeah, you with the boneless wings. Are you saying you can get those dipped in any sauce you want?
I choose my sauce, so I am in charge.
Get boneless wings at KFC's Flavor Station. 100% breast meat boneless wings dipped any way you want. Choose from our classic honey barbecue sauce, fiery buffalo, or sweet and spicy. Try 6 boneless wings for $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Be the boss, choose your sauce, only at KFC.
Disciplined investing. It's not about following the crowd. At T. Rowe Price, our independent research means we're not deceived by every market ripple, and we don't chase every fad. For each 1, 5, and 10-year period, over 70% of our funds beat their Lipper average. This is from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a complete prospectus or profile with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
We've got a good one here tonight at Assembly Hall. Illinois leading Michigan State 38-32. Who said football's over? Illini head football coach Ron Zook joining me now. And while last night's game is fresh in everyone's mind, we'd love to get a coaching perspective on it. What did you think of the national championship?
Good a game as I've seen in a long time. It really was a great game. Well coached, played well, and just everything was just a great game. A lot of fun to watch.
I know you said you've been busy during the bowl season recruiting. How is it going, Coach Zook?
It's going great. It really is. This is a great situation, great opportunity. We just gotta keep working.
Coach, thanks, Brent. We know it's a matter of time before this guy gets it turned around.
Yeah, down in Gainesville, he left Urban Meyer some football players. The one thing Coach Zook can do is working hard. I hear of his travels down to the state of Florida. There's a turnover again, getting sloppy now. And the Illini, Steve, they can't find anybody other than D. Brown. They haven't anybody scored since 9:54 of the first half.
Well, Augustine, a very quiet night at the offensive end of the floor. 6 turnovers, coming up empty at the offensive end. Giving great effort. He help defense, the rebounds. He does a lot of things to help the Illini, but just not in rhythm tonight offensively.
On the run to Augustine, and finally, great feed by D. Brown that time to get Augustine going.
Brown and Augustine, a good sense of one another on the floor. They play so well together as a tandem. And what a luxury when you have a big and a little, a perimeter and a post, that love to share the sugar with one another.
Up firing's Brown, hits the 3 ball, and the Spartans are right back in it.
Nice job of moving the ball, making that extra pass. A 2-possession game.
Frazier and D. Brown working together. Off the weave, it's Brown for 3, not this.
Good choice by Neitzel to get into an offensive set. You don't have the advantage in transition. Go to your pattern.
Great deflection by Augustine.
Boy, Augustine everywhere defensively tonight.
Wave it off. No basket. Offensive foul. So Saturday, the North Carolina State Wolfpack face the Tar Heels. It's the in-state rivalry, and this time the Wolfpack ranked higher than the Tar Heels, and that'll be ESPN2 HD.
We talked about Illinois' defense. Good defense here. Trannon coming over, the hands straight up, taking it on the numbers. Both these teams so well drilled deep away from the ball.
Trannon backs down. Saved by Brown. Off the dribble. Picked back up by Trannon. Tapped by Davis. And it's a three-point game now with 12.5 to go. D slices through. And it continues. Shannon misses, and coming in was Ager in underneath. Also Trannon. Foul is against the Spartans. It's on Ager. So D. Brown, the last field goal, a career high 28 coming up here, Steve.
Well, talk about a change of pace. Caught Michigan State napping. Michigan State, that particular possession, not running down the floor with good vision, not seeing the basketball, not able to provide help. That should never happen, being able to bring the ball 80 feet, the length of the floor, with no help defense. There's that ball movement, ball reversal.
Does he have a 30-point night? Yes, he does. His first 30-point, 4-37. Ager saves it. Davis on the outside. Illinois ball. 11:54, and D. Brown from Proviso East puts up 30 of Illinois' 44.
I'd like to thank Domino's for allowing me to make the pizza of my dreams. And of course, my neighbor's daughter, Jessie, for letting me borrow her toy microphone.
3 medium pizzas, unlimited toppings, $7 each. Now make new spectacular sevens.
This is definitely a predator.
The Cave.
There's something in the water! Everybody in the circle! How big was it?
It's big, with special bonus features. The Cave, now on DVD.
What's happening to you?
College game day for basketball, Saturdays at 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. beginning January 21st on ESPN.
All things sports, one button away, only on mobile ESPN.
Miriam, now you're getting digital phone?
Well, I'm going to be saving oodles of money.
People all over are switching to Time Warner Cable's home phone service because you get huge savings over your old service with unlimited calling and tons of features.
He says that every 10 seconds of every workday, somebody new. He must be awfully fast.
Oh, for goodness sakes, Miriam, they have other installers.
Oh.
Get digital phone. It's got everyone talking.
You'll find that many of the designer suits that we sell for $200 are made with the same quality and care as those that others sell for twice as much, which probably explains why we can sell so many of them, which in turn explains why we can sell them for $200.
100%. Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
Steve, here in Champaign, they have this wonderful program, but there's always a picture, you know, in the middle. And look who jumps out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. D. Brown himself.
What timing.
Yeah, you know, a collector's item. It's amazing. 21 of Illinois' last 24 points on this game. His first 30-point game.
Take a three-point attack. These are contested shots. This one's from 39, 40 feet, burying it. Great lift, teased the ball up, got the elbow in, such a great stroke. This one off the bounce again. Against multiple defenders. Able to get his shot off the bounce, moving without the ball, coming off of screens, in transition, in the mid-range.
And Spartan basketball, Weber upset with this call. Drew a technical for being out of the coach's box in the first half. 11.5 minutes to go. The Spartans, on the other hand, if they can weather the D. Brown storm, they are right in the thick of this one in Champaign.
I'll tell you what, Brent, I think they need to get Maurice Ager involved, maybe post him up. Ryan Randall doing a tremendous job. Just 22 a game to 4 points. That's a big story as this game unfolds.
So we'll watch what happens here as he cuts, didn't get his shot, but got it inside to Davis. And no basket, waved off by Valentine. Foul before that.
Nice job of Ager, not forcing, instead going down low to the big fella Davis. Sometimes when you only have 4 points, you're way below your average. You tend to force shots instead of letting the game come to you. I'd like to see him go to the basket or post up.
14 fouls on the Illini Spartans. 11:20 to go here in regulation. Davis screens Smith, gets it back on the pick and roll, kick inside, Trannon, the wraparound. Beautiful play.
Great look by Paul Davis to the interior. Off of that double team on the ball screen, probing and looking for an interior shot, or putting the ball on the deck and going to the basket, not settling for long-range jump shots. Good execution by the Spartans.
Smith being well covered by Ager. Shannon Brown's on D, and D loses it out of bounds as Augustine returns.
Look at a nice job. Michigan State, you see the double team as they've done all night long. Good probe. Davis, instead of settling for the jumper, goes inside to Trannon for the easy deuce. That's a good adjustment against that ball screen. When there's a double team, you have an advantage away from the ball. You need to get organized and look for a teammate in the basket area.
Ager forced way out by Pruitt off the weave. Load Trannon, backing down on Augustine, spins inside. 2 quick field goals, makes it a 3, Coach.
Well, we've talked about it, Brent. It's a simple game. Instead of settling for jump shots, probe out, sniff out, search out the easy look on the interior.
Illinois can't find any offense here tonight except for D. Brown. A foul on Ager. D. Brown has 30 of the Illini's 44 here tonight. There are the Michigan State trio of stars. And look at the shooting percentage. All you want to know here about the Illinois defense.
I'll tell you what, Michigan State has this year a little bit what the Illini had last year with Darren Williams and Luther Head and D. Brown. And this year, not as offensively explosive. D. Brown is, but they're getting it done with their defense.
D. Brown's involved offensively, and he knows it. Pruitt battles his way in, but there was a whistle. And it's against the Spartans. And here is Coach Lavin's Hall of Fame candidates that you mentioned earlier, Steve.
Well, you look at the active. Again, not a matter of if, but just when will they go in. All have multiple Final Four appearances. 3 of those 4 has not won a national title yet, but he's taken so many schools to the Final Four and multiple NCAA tournaments. Those 4 are in.
I think it's too bad that Guy Lewis is going to be forgotten, folks. He was Phi Slamma Jamma. Elvin Hayes did a fabulous job down in Houston, and certainly for my money, he belongs in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Tart, Guy Lewis, and Gene Katie for overall contributions.
And he'll be on the free throw line. The Illini struggling to find another scorer here tonight other than D. Brown. 4 fouls on Trannon, and he has been a presence here tonight.
Maybe Augustine will loosen up by hitting a couple free throws here. Sometimes when you're struggling throughout the games, you can get yourself to the foul line or get yourself a bunny or a little chippy inside, and easy two. That can loosen you up some.
Suton replaces Trannon. Gray did not do much, and so he's over on the Spartans bench. He starts at that power forward spot for Coach Izzo. Trannon was much more active, much more effective and low. Augustine at the free throw line makes it 46-41, 9:11 to go.
Both teams very patient.
Loose ball, and the held ball arrow favors the Spartans. On the shot, and Walton checks in for Michigan State.
Walton checks in. He'll replace Sager.
Izzo working over there with Ager. Shannon Brown attacks, blocked, got in too far. Brown cut off by Walton, gonna take him to the rack. 32 points. Head man the other end, they've turned it over. Bad sequence here for the Spartans. They let D. Brown score and then turn it over, and Ager will be coming back quickly.
We haven't done too many beep beeps this year, but this is the Roadrunner. One-man fast break. Beep beep, beep beep. Finishing at the rim.
Seven-point Illinois lead. Milking some seconds. D. Brown's only been out for 1 minute. McBride, a good pull-up jump shot.
Illini helping one another get open for shots.
A 6-0 run, and the crowd in Champaign's Assembly Hall loves it. Two top 10 teams. Now, the longest home win streaks. Gonzaga can be tied if the Illini can hold on. Steve, how many teams from the Big Ten are in the mix to make the...
Well, I think 8 legitimate teams. At the bottom, you've got Penn State, Purdue. They're in a rebuilding phase. Northwestern, no easy out because of Bill Carmody's Princeton-style offense. Very deliberate, a grinder. Had a big win last night. But I think 8 teams, it could end up being 6 or 7, but 8 have a legitimate chance to be in the NCAA tournament mix. This is the deepest the Big Ten Conference has been since the late 80s, early 90s.
Well, here are your ranked teams: Illinois, Michigan State, Indiana, Ohio State, and Wisconsin. I think that's Michigan State's schedule. I don't think that's the ranked team. Yeah, I'll tell you, the start of the is brutal for the Spartans. But like somebody from the traveling party told me today, you got to play them sometimes. And they're down 9 in Champaign. Davis couldn't hit it off the timeout. Izzo had drawn it up perfectly, and it didn't stay down.
Well, I'll tell you, the key to winning the Big Ten championship is winning your home games, splitting on the road, and avoiding consecutive losses or a losing streak, because you could be playing pretty good basketball 5 games in a row in this conference because of the quality of the depth.
What do the Spartans have to do, Steve? 2 or 3 things to get themselves right in this.
Well, getting stops defensively like that play right there, heads up, and then getting the ball inside, showing some patience, not forcing. They've played kind of at a scattered, hamster-like pace tonight, never have really established the inside attack.
Well, we'll see if Izzo can calm them down and get that done.
There's an accident in this country every 5 seconds. Allstate thinks that's too often. So they have new rewards to encourage you to drive safely. Now, for each year you go without having one of these, you'll get $100 off your deductible. Introducing Deductible Rewards. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Ooh, I really like these, too. But they're 85 Frosties. And choices on Wendy's Super Value menu, you'll see dollars in a whole new way.
Oh, how much do you make?
Like 6 junior bacon cheeseburgers an hour.
For 99 cents, get Wendy's famous Junior Bacon Cheeseburger made fresh, hot off the grill, crispy chicken nuggets, or our new Junior Barbecue Cheeseburger, all on Wendy's Super Value menu.
Honey, you look like a million crispy chicken nuggets.
Do Wendy's, and for 99 cents, do what tastes right.
She has beautiful eyes, your daughter. If your husband doesn't do exactly as I ask, I will kill you and your 2 children.
They'll take your life. I spent 20 years trying to protect this bank.
Find me a way in.
On February 10th,
When is Daddy coming home?
they're already inside.
What's going on?
Jack, do whatever you can to save the children.
I am, baby. Firewall, rated PG-13. Starts Friday, February 10th.
Scott Reese back in the studio. Oh, we got drama in the Pac-10. Arizona State by 2 over USC. Gabe Pruitt misses, but the Trojans crashing the boards. And Lodrick Stewart beats the buzzer. Trojans win, but they still have not tackled Vince Young. Elsewhere, we are counting down to the finale of our triple header on ESPN2. Antoine Hood and Air Force taking on BYU. Tip time 11:10 Eastern, right after Illinois and Michigan State, guys.
Scott, that's exactly what happened to the football team at Arizona State. They had a big lead, and they let against the USC Trojans. They were one of about 5 teams that had a lead. And, of course, last night, you all saw what Texas did. Now, the question is about D. Brown's stamina. World-class athlete, no question. He's played 32 minutes here tonight. He's got a point a minute. He's a point a minute man. He's only rested for 1 minute. They're going to need him with 7:28 coming up. They can ill afford to have him off the floor.
Active hands, active feet in this pressure defense employed by the Illini.
Brown bangs off a body, and it falls for him in the lane. 2 in the paint, a 7.
Boy, whirling dervish into the lane. Good body control and a soft touch. Gets the roll.
Trannon back up. Remember, he has 4 fouls. He'll be checking in for the Spartans. He's been their enforcer underneath. Close. Augustine on a pick and roll, and D goes the other way with the ball. Now 5 on the shot. Randall up firing, spun out.
Now, if you don't have the advantage, so critical that Neitzel gets Michigan State into their sets. There's that double team again. Tough area to pick the ball up.
Didn't know what to do with it, so he fired an ugly air ball. The coaches can't believe it. In low, Randall can't put it down. And a held ball. It'll belong to the Illini. Well, here you are now. There's that doubleheader I told you about. Kentucky, Kansas, Illinois, and Iowa. And the Jayhawks ranked 3rd all-time in wins. Kentucky, of course, #1. Folks, it's been 16 years I've visited the Allen Fieldhouse.
Bill Self doing a nice job of that team in terms of bringing the young Jayhawks along. They'll be dangerous by the second half of Big 12 and in the postseason. The Illini using some clock here, getting deep into the shot clock possession.
It hasn't turned out well for them. Man low, and not this time either. They turn it over. Kick, and then Brown gives it right back.
That kind of night for the Spartans. Day late, $1 short, a step slow.
Pruitt.
It's contagious, like poison oak, Brent, too. When you're out of rhythm offensively, out of sync, just not hitting on the right notes.
You know, Steve, the 35% here tonight against this Illinois defense, and the Big Ten is going to take note of numbers like that. When Michigan State comes in with that high-flying offense, and lost a couple times over in Hawaii, once to the host country on their way to the Maui Classic, and then that Classic triple overtime against Gonzaga. That's their 2 losses. They came back and beat Arizona in overtime, beat Georgia Tech by 2, up in East Lansing, the game you and I were at. The Izzo zone was rocking that night. And Ager, 4 fouls apiece. So Ager takes a seat with the 4. Trannon back on the floor for the Spartans. Knocked away and a foul. Foul is on Brown.
You know, Brent, every team has a central nervous system, and you play at a speed and a tempo that your team excels at. And this is one of the few times we've seen Michigan State where they haven't controlled the tempo that they prefer. We see a hard foul here. And that's something they will learn from as this season goes along. Tonight, they have not handled the pressure of the Illini well. They haven't played with the poise. They haven't made the extra pass. They've played in a hurried, rushed fashion. And as a result, they're shooting 34%. And that can happen in a Big Ten arena like this. I think that's where Drew Neitzel will learn a lot from this game. He needs to take the bull by the horns, take this team, get them into their patterns and their sets. The floor.
Travels out into Davis's hands. 8-point difference at the 5-minute mark here. 2 top 10 teams in the Big Ten slugging it out in Champaign. Here's Trannon. They'll give him that shot all game long. He improves it, misses it. That's the man the Illini want shooting the ball from the perimeter.
Not willing to make that extra pass to get a better look at the basket, not willing to probe the post or the paint, but standing still and launching jumpers, not the answer.
32-point night for D. Brown. Kicks it onto the inside and one.
Well, here we see on the flip side, Brent, a team willing to probe D. Brown, seeing the floor, searching out an interior shot, coming off the Augustine ball screen, stretching the defense. The nice finish on the interior. Again, this is probing or searching out a better look. That's what a point guard must do. Settle a team down, ensure high percentage plays. That's sound basketball by D. Brown. Good finish by Pruitt as well on the interior.
Sean Pruitt out of West Aurora High School. Missed the free throw, and it's a 10-point lead. And the Spartans now down to perhaps their last close. This time they've got to get to the mountaintop. Brown tries the 3. No, bad miss.
Every shot from the perimeter and contested.
D for 3. Rebound side to Frazier. Big offensive putback at 3:48. Oh, how the Spartans wanted that one. Trannon jumps out and gets back. Wants a little motion. Here they come now. Drives the lane. No, Trannon playing hard with 4 fouls. Rebounds. Head man now is Ager. He's in there with 4. Drains a 2, I believe.
Good look by Neitzel. Ager. He's a critical weapon in this offensive attack for the Spartans. I think they need to post him up more often, take advantage of his size against smaller guards, get him involved in the game early.
So we've got a stoppage here. We're going to take a break. The test of the unbeaten. The Illini against Michigan State in the Big Ten opener.
New lights and a whole new look for my home.
You can make it happen only at the Home Depot Lighting Event. Discover an endless selection of unique, innovative designs from brands like Hampton Bay. Right now, get up to 30% off select lighting styles. At the Home Depot, we'll help your new look come together with the perfect light. And with 20% off all lamps, now is the perfect time to shed new light on your decor.
At the Home Depot, you can do it. We can help.
Wow!
Wow, that guy has a big gun.
Hey, man, if I had a gun like that, it would have been a lady killer and shoot ladies with my love. But then, so many ladies would fall in love with me, and I had to fight them off with my sword. And they go, "Hi, Dustbowl, please!" And I'd say, "Hey, baby, I'm too busy to steal your heart. I have to steal a car and do a mad flip with it and smash into other cars and go boom, boom, boom."
Wow, all I said, man, was that he had a big gun.
PSP, it has more than big gun.
Nice. Shall we?
This M-Class has a powerful engine with 268 horsepower. Corner, sit the wheel. Yeah. Luxurious interior, huh? Sportier. Great handling.
Can we stop? Sir, please.
Sure. Electronic brake assist.
So what'd you think? Wow.
The 2006 M-Class, starting at $40,525.
Weather on the ones, the time, the team, and the technology that's second to none. When winter's at its worst, Weather on the Ones is at its best. With 4 hours a day, every 10 minutes. With our advanced storm tracking network and meteorologists who know North Carolina's winter weather, News 14 Carolina is your insurance for the storm. This winter, watch the team with the time and the technology to keep you informed. News 14 Carolina's Weather on the Ones, only on Time Warner Cable.
Back in the studio, redshirt freshman Trent Plaisted ready to lead BYU against Air Force. Tip time 11 here on ESPN2. Now we get you back to Champaign.
53-45 here, and stop the presses. D. Brown hasn't scored in the last 5:45. They were massaging the calf over there. Aaron telling us certainly nothing serious or to get alarmed about. But, sitting on the 32, and he has been the ringleader right now as Illinois holds an 8-point lead with 3:05 to go in the game. Defense has held high-scoring Michigan State to less than 35% for the field, 15 of 43. A fabulous defensive effort here in Champaign.
Illinois doing a nice job of clock management here. That becomes the opponent with an 8-point lead.
Timeout. D turned around and called the timeout with the shot clock almost to zero. Back here. Steve, you've told me that some of the better big men of the country are right here in this conference.
Without a doubt. Now, we couldn't even on this list add people like Brian Butch and Spencer Tollickson and Matt Kiefer, but I think what gives the Big Ten distinction at this stage of the season over the other major conferences is the depth of the big men. I mean, look at those names. Those are some powerful, skilled big men that you can build a team from the inside out at both ends of the floor when you have that quality of depth in the front court.
Watching, of course, Illinois, Michigan. How about Indiana? Coach Davis. How about over at Iowa, healthy now? And Ohio State, they beat the Illini in the last regular season game a year ago. Michigan coming back, and the Golden Gophers dangerous, especially at home. And of course, Gene Katie now working the sideline up in Toronto. Tom Izzo, can he get back to the Final Four like Coach Weber here with Illinois? So many outstanding stories around the Big Ten. Turnover, dangerous pass in that situation. Kind of surprised, but then the shot clock was down to 1, so they basically had to pitch and tip. 45-53, Michigan State trailing. They've got to hit just about every trip here.
They've got to be able to make shots, get stops, and then play stop the clock.
They can't be running time. Hager deep three. Yes, banked it in. The bank is open for Maurice Hager, and he's giving him a life here with 2:19.
Get lucky, baby. Sometimes you need a break like that in a game like this. Something to pop the cork. It's been a lid on the rim all night.
Pruitt responds. Davis throws it away.
Another example of playing at a hamster pace. Neitzel scurrying down the floor. When you see the defense is set, get into a two-man game. Run a quick hitter. As the point guard, Neitzel really needs to be the extension of Tom Izzo. Another example of not being organized, not getting good looks at the basket. As a result, another turnover.
The Illini have the Big Ten opener in hand here in Champaign between these two powerhouses.
A little surprising in this situation. The Illini not a very good free throw shooting team.
Illinois closing in on a 4th straight win over the Spartans here in Assembly Hall. This would give Illinois its 15th win if they can hang on. Now, I mentioned the schedule for Michigan State, and folks, take a look at this. Coming up on January 8th, this weekend, they go over to Wisconsin. Look how unhappy Izzo is, and look what he faces. January 11th, Indiana. Then on the 15th, into Columbus against Ohio State. So this could be a team coming off of this. If they can't stage a miraculous rally, they've got to really regroup. We know it's a powerful team, but people are going to be shocked at the way Illinois plays defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, too, about this league. When you look at that schedule, the key is going to be not having consecutive losses again, because you could be playing fairly solid basketball and yet lose 3 or 4 games in a row and knock yourself out of the championship. So the key is winning your home games, splitting on the road. If you do lose a home game, you got to go somewhere and sneak out a win where you don't expect to. But I think most importantly is not having a slump or a slide, because you could lose 3, 4, 5 in a row in a heartbeat in this league. It is so deep.
You know, Coach, this is the 7th time that Illinois and Michigan State have opened the Big Ten season against each other. The Illini now would go to a 6-1 advantage in conference opener. I mean, his offense, anybody but Illinois in my opener. Anybody.
He is the veteran of the conference.
Absolutely.
He's the dean of the league. I think that's the least they'll do for him. All that money he's created off the 4 Final Fours and the national title, generated all that revenue. Good take by Shannon Brown. That's going to the basket.
Still very much in this now with a minute to go. Looking for a stop right now. Izzo up on the sideline. Ager and Trannon closing out 4 fouls apiece. D. Brown running clock right now, still sitting on 32. He's been quiet.
He's like Marcus Haynes out there. He is not giving the ball up, Brett.
Finally picks it up, and jumping out is Randall. Kick to McBride, the deep three, yes! And there's the dagger, folks. An 8-point lead with 25 now. Brown responds, not their battle. They're headed for a Big Ten Conference opener triumph, and it was Rich McBride who went to the corner and delivered the dagger. Here it comes. Take a look, Coach.
Well, he held on to the ball, the extra pass the last 2 years. This team shares the sugar, draining it in front of the Illini bench. Look at Coach Weber saying, get back on defense. As always, never take a possession off on defense.
The bench reacts to the 10th tray of the night. Now the final 18 seconds with D. Brown on the free throw line.
Story of the night is this man right here, D. Brown, just taking this team on his shoulders at the offensive end of the floor. Great leadership. And then defensively, even though Augustine struggled and there were some quiet nights from Smith, but they still play great defense, Brent. Every possession they play tremendous defense.
What would your father write for a headline? D dominates Spartans in the News Gazette. How's that one work?
It would be a little literary flair.
Whatever it is, Izzo not happy about it tonight. Down 10 here, 14.7. We're going to go out to the Mountain West right after this. Buzz Delic doing a fine job with the Air Force Academy. That's a good one coming up next. BYU against the Air Force Academy, and D. Brown here tonight, Coach Lavin. 34, 12 of 22 overall. 7 of his 12 field goals were trays. He went 7 of 3.
Well, a first-team All-American player, and I think a chance at Big Ten Player of the Year if he continues this pace. But I think what Michigan State learns from this game, Brent, is having more patience on the road in a tough environment, being willing to make the extra pass, getting the ball down to the paint, finding ways both through penetration and passing and through your sets to get high percentage looks. Tonight, the Spartans settled for too many perimeter jump shots. They did not handle the Illini double teams on their ball screens very well. Didn't demonstrate the maturity you expect out of a Spartan team.
In here, folks, as Davis was averaging 82.8 points a game, high in the conference. They are 30 points below their average. Illinois wins it. a 30-game home winning streak. Two teams that went to the Final Four a year ago square off in the Big Ten opener in Champaign, and the Illini dominated 60-50 behind D. Brown's 30. This has been a presentation to ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more on this game, catch Post-Game Extra on ESPN News. And now, back to Scott Reese and the gang in the studio.